Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I'm really interested in this article. It's from Eat This, Not That, with an exclamation point. And of course, I'll include it in the description of this video. And what it is it's talking about obesity and how it affects, in a negative way, COVID-19. People with obesity are more likely to die from COVID-19 when they contract it, but also how the vaccine, if you choose to take it, is less effective for people who are obese. So it's just not a good thing all around. I am still considered in the obesity, grossly obese. I think obese, if I think about that, is 25 or more. Sorry, my mouth is still inflamed. And grossly obese is 31 and above. And I think I'm right at 31. Anyway, whatever the case is, this is of interest to me. And that's what I do on JVV. I share what's of interest to me and hope it interests you as well. So this reads, these foods may make the COVID-19 vaccine less effective, says a new study. Your weight can influence your body's response to vaccines. Avoid these foods to be healthier now. Well, that's just straight up. And I look forward to sharing this with you, of course. And as I look at it, so typical. Brown bun, brown patty, brown coating, but a flash of lettuce, a flash of one tomato slice, one slice of lettuce, right? One slice of tomato, 3 cucumber rings. So basically you just had a full salad, right? That's what I used to think. I'm not even kidding you. I'd be like, well, I had some vegetables, 1 lettuce leaf, 1 slice of tomato, hooey whatty. It worked for me at the time. And don't even get me started on all the plastic that stuff is wrapped in. Luckily, some fast food restaurants have started to use cardboard again, which is getting closer, right? All right, let's get into it. I was going to say into the thick of it, but I didn't want to do an obesity joke. Okay. Past scientific studies have concluded that the one thing that makes any vaccine less effective, whether you are talking about a vaccine for the flu, hepatitis B, rabies, or other conditions, is a patient's obesity. According to the Kaiser Foundation and scientific studies, obesity, Kaiser Foundation are all hyperlinks. You can click on them for additional information. This is largely due to the impact of excess weight on the body's immune response. When you're obese, your body is always in fight mode. It's always trying to figure out what to do with all of that additional nonsense. And I'm not going to say nutrients because so little of our food actually has nutrients in it, right? Even those striving to be the healthiest know that even our soil is depleted of nutrients. So it's a fight for all of us, but in particular for those still eating the standard American diet, which basically is food-like products. But that's another conversation. So it reads, a healthy immune system turns inflammation on and off as needed, which is brilliant. We do need some inflammation, but a healthy system knows how to work with it. So it turns it off and on as needed, calling on white blood cells and sending out proteins to fight infection. The organization explains, vaccines harness the inflammatory response, but blood tests show that obese people and people with related metabolic risk factors such as high blood pressure and elevated blood sugar levels experience a state of chronic mild inflammation. And that's a best case scenario, maybe far more than mild, but the chronic, the always present. The inflammation turns on and stays on. In other words, the vaccine doesn't work as well. Making matters worse, several studies have shown, and that's also a hyperlink, and I appreciate that this is science-based, that those suffering from obesity are among the most affected by severe complications resulting from COVID-19. What a time for a pandemic to hit, when the pandemic for the last 20 years has been obesity across the globe, and that our children have what used to be elderly adult at best, diseases like fatty liver disease at age 9. Are you kidding me? And now we get hit with a COVID that says, oh, by the way, your obesity is going to take you out. So as body mass increases, the CDC bluntly states, the risk of death from COVID-19 increases. It's not a surprise. I mean, that's really reasonable. But according to a brand new study conducted by researchers from Ohio State University and published in the Journal of Advanced Social Sciences and Humanities, also hyperlink, there are things you can do to prime your body for the vaccine starting now. While we wait for our turn to get vaccinated against SARS-CoV-2, we could and probably should use the time to make sure we bring our healthiest emotional and physical selves to the treatment. Now, I'm not even saying you should get a vaccination, but if you're considering it, this is your best chance of making it effective. Says the researchers from Ohio State. Their study looked at 49 previous vaccine studies that were conducted over the past 3 decades. That's an amazing amount. According to their analysis, stress, again, here's the irony of all time. Are you kidding me? People are more stressed than ever because of the COVID. They don't have jobs. They don't know where their next meal is coming from. They don't know how to pay their bills. Life is uncertain, so their stress level is beyond measure. Stress is a major factor as it pertains to the health of your immune system. And it's important that people who haven't taken the vaccine yet take steps to gain better control of their disrupted routines, understatement of the year, and social lives, lack of, that can set back healthier behaviors. The power to make improvements that give us the best chance for a healthy response to the coronavirus vaccine is almost completely in our control. Just like avoiding it by wearing the mask, by washing your hands, right? By staying in smaller groups, by eating a healthy, dare I say, plant-based diet. The researchers concluded managing stress through exercise and mindfulness meditation, getting enough sleep, quitting or curbing tobacco use, even in the short term, right around the time of vaccination, could influence how our bodies respond, the evidence suggests. The research team emphasizes that your diet plays a major role as well. If you're looking to improve your overall health in advance of the vaccination to maximize your body's response, you need to adopt a diet healthier in whole foods. Whole food plant-based diet, yes. Filled with fiber and drink more water daily, so yes. And definitely avoid the following foods we've listed below as best you can. There's 5 of them. Get ready for note takers in the group. My front rowers. After all, as Shenggen Fan, Chair Professor and Dean of Academy of Global Food Economics and Policy at China Agricultural University, recently wrote in a widely spread editorial, leading a sedentary lifestyle and eating ultra-processed foods with high sugar and fats is known to drive obesity, which could affect how your body responds to the COVID-19 vaccine. So read on, and for more tips for eating healthier starting now, make sure you read up on our complete list of the 100 worst foods on the planet. Hello, Day 2 talk. We will be getting to that. Okay. Number 1 to avoid. Number 1, are you ready? Take it in. At the very least, I'm willing to be healthy before the vaccine. I can resume my nonsense post-vaccine. And I'm not talking to me, I'm totally on plan, but in general. Number 1, sugary drinks. Straight up. The optimal intake of these drinks is 0. Oh my gosh. Amen. Shout out to Tanny Raw, whom I mention all the time, a social media phenom on every health platform, who always asks, how much sugar do you need in your diet? 0. How much alcohol do you need? 0. I love that they're honest enough in here. It literally says the optimum intake of these drinks, colas, and even fruit juices to an extent, honestly, is 0. Van Santi S. Malik, SCD, a research scientist at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, once told the New York Times they have no health benefits. You think? Okay. In case you're not aware, and there are hyperlinks galore, oh my gosh, you can spend all day inside this article because there's like 50 hyperlinks, and I understand it. I appreciate their justifying their information. So this is regarding sugary drinks. In case you're not aware, the insidious side effects of drinking too many sodas and other sugary drinks includes weight gain, higher diabetes risk, tooth decay, excess fat around your midsection, joint pain, kidney health issues, greater heart disease risk, higher cholesterol, poor gut health, hormone issues, chiefly regarding leptin, which is your hunger hormone, memory loss, dehydration, hair loss, bloating, and an increased risk of death, to name a few. That's only a few. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 hyperlinks in that one paragraph. They cannot say enough about the horrificness of sugary drinks. And I agree. I mean, I was a total Diet Coke addict. I absolutely loved Diet Coke. I'd add lemon to it to make it healthier. I mean, it was diet plus lemon. I mean, come on. I was absolutely killing myself and eating way too much food along with that Diet Coke. But as it suggests, because it messes with your leptin, your body can't register that you've even eaten anything. When I first got off Diet Coke, which was very painful and difficult, and luckily it was in my early 20s, I lost like 20 pounds automatically just from letting Diet Coke go. True story. Okay, number 2, processed foods. I appreciate the honesty of this article. It reads, processed foods are defined as food that's been changed or made a bit different from its natural form. Now you understand what I mean when I say the standard American diet is food-like products. Other than that outer ring of the store, which basically can only be practically the produce section, we really don't recognize anything. Nothing comes in those pretty packages and single packs and bright colors and perfectly shaped anythings. It just doesn't happen. One moment, please. So made a bit different from its natural form by factory processing, says Tori Armul, RD, a spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Highly processed foods tend to be made of too many of the wrong ingredients, like white flours, white sugars, and unhealthy fats, as they tend to have additives that increase fat, sodium, and sugar levels to increase shelf life and palatability, meaning the taste on the palate, right? Among the worst offenders, take it in. I know you feel threatened already. Okay, already like slammed you on your sugar drinks, and now you're just like, wait, what? Worst offenders, potato chips, donuts, cereals that are covered in added sugars, and white bread. And again, my friend Tanny Raw always says the whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead. Straight up. All right, number 3, energy drinks. But that can't be true because energy drinks, let's see what's up, my friends. Energy drinks. As Chris Fernandez, BS. Okay, that stands for Bachelors of Science. Let's stay grown-ups here. CPT and CEO of Women's Health Interactive once told us, energy drinks may well be one of the worst choices you can make. They are filled with stimulants like caffeine and ephedrine-like derivatives that overload your adrenal glands, make you depend on them for energy, and to top it all off, combine it all with a nice dose of sugar, preservatives, and artificial colors and flavors. He said, don't drink them, just don't. And I know they've since made some with all the trends that supposedly don't have sugar, but they probably have artificial sweetener, which in my mind is even worse than original sugar. Such a nightmare. And so many children running around on 5, 6, 7, and 8. Their bodies aren't even fully developed. Their heart is going crazy. They end up with long-term effects from that. Even heart palpitations, even death, early death, seriously. Okay, number 4, fast food. They're so smart. I know it's a McDonald's ad, but they erased the arches. Anybody with a brain knows that's a McDonald's ad. Oh, that I used to eat all of that all the time. Praise God, I woke up. Fast food is highly processed and filled with extra sugars, fats, and salt. Tazib Lalani, the founder of Scale Beyond Scale, again a hyperlink, says that extremely poor quality ingredients are used to cut costs, and fast foods are high in salt, fat, and sometimes even preservatives. No doubt. Number 5, alcoholic beverages. And the alcohol consumption is up at a ridiculous percentage right now, while people have been limited during the COVID. In a 2018 study that linked heavy alcohol use with early death that was published in the journal The Lancet, the authors noted, our results show that the safest level of drinking is the amount of alcohol you need in your life. Yes, my God. This is one of my smarter classes. None. That's exactly right. Oh, what? Your hands raised? Go ahead. Right. And no sugar either. Oh, brilliant. You guys are good listeners. Absolutely none. As we've reported, the dangerous effects of drinking alcohol every day are numerous and include weight gain, as well as a greater risk of heart disease, a greater risk of infertility, osteoporosis, liver damage, and prolonged slurred speech. And even if you're a moderate drinker, make sure you're avoiding the most dangerous alcohol beverage for your body, according to experts. And that's a hyperlink, and they're not even going to tell us what it is, and I'm okay with that. It's all horrific. So let's go back through really quickly. Obesity is a problem. Your best shot is plant-based foods. Raw vegan, amazing. You can change your life so quickly. But in getting ready for that vaccine, it's just a better way to live. At the very least, just prior to that vaccine. No, not 10 minutes prior, where you drop off your fast food and say, okay, no, like a few days, a few weeks, while you're waiting your turn, get off of sugary drinks. Get off of processed foods, the stuff that has a shelf life of more than a few days. Get off of energy drinks. They are killing you. Get off of fast food and all of its fake horrificness. And get off of alcoholic beverages. Now, if you can't get off of any of these, at least decrease it. You know, I tell people all the time, yes, I would love it if you didn't eat meat. First of all, it would be a terrific blessing to your own body. It would be a huge blessing to the planet in terms of reducing CO2 emissions and everything else. And it would be an unbelievable blessing to the animal that did not get slaughtered. But if you're not willing to, might you consider at least not having it at every meal? Might you consider reducing it to 2 or 3 times a week instead of every single day? Like, all of those things could help so much. And it's the same thing. You know, are you going to have a couple less sugary drinks? Is that the best you can do? A couple of less alcoholic drinks? If that's all you can do initially, do it. But this is the warning. And if you've heard it, you've been warned. All right, my friends. It's not exactly happy news, but it's important news. Eat this, not that. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. Subscribe. Yes, I took care of myself today. Yes, my mouth is still inflamed, but I'm trusting the process. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, we are still present when over 500,000 Americans aren't. So, know that you are blessed.